Excellent! Another batch of subjects.
What the f... Now, first thing I'd like to say right away, I am a new Killing Floor fan, as I just joined this amazing series just recently around 2023 playing the second one. But I haven't fully gotten in depth with this series, and the first one has always been on my mind when I watched an old video of Venice and the crew playing this game, which I forgot. Of course though, I was little and didn't know anything about it, but I decided to finally get into this game and give it a try. And playing it for a few days, I can't really go super deep into this game until I feel like I am ready, so I will just for now talk about the first one and my personal experience and feelings about this game. So first thing I like to talk about is the positives of this game, and that is now, I talk a bit about the vibes and atmosphere in some of the videos I do, as it is a big thing for me for setting up the mood of the art you're doing in games or in movies and etc. So the vibes in this game are fucking amazing, and what builds this gritty, lonely, all hope is lost 28 days later vibes is the music and the locations. When I was playing the second game, I really loved the vibes in that game. It felt action-packed but still had that horror in some parts. When I played the first game, all that action was lost and there was only despair and fear. The action was of course still there, but it felt more like this sense of I need to survive, not I need to fight against them to win. And like I said, the music adds to it, and when the fights happen to even the moments waiting for the next wave, I actually got a sense of anxiety, anxiousness, and dread running to quickly get to the shop to get all the gear and ready for the thousands of horrors coming to get after me.
Everything has to go this time. Grab them while you can.
And I fucking love that feeling in this game. I know I meant to the yall, by the way. The maps play a big part in this, and each of the maps being set in the urban areas, abandoned offices or hospitals, while still having little humor areas like going to the moon. What is with 2000 games and just like going to the moon? Like Black Ops 1 did this. Or the average day in the UK getting chased by Pyro's commissions. Which, ever since I mentioned Pyro, and I've been getting these comments now, why?
The biggest killer this side of Mississippi.
Which is like Pyro, but just like lit trans version. Pyro won't do it, I will. It's this really nice blend of a little dark humor to the absolute dread and fear in this game, which is the best simulator of the UK. Another thing I like to talk about, which are not zombies, as I've seen a lot in this game, but Zeds. God, I hope I said this right. Please, KF community, please, just do not get mad at me. I'm new, alright? Please, please. But the Zeds being these experiments made by the hands of the Horizon CEO, Dr. Kevin, who is this big bad in the first game. As much I want to get into the lore, it has gone a little off the rails since the second one, and the new one is, so I'm not gonna get into it. I will show you these videos that other content creators have made about the lore and getting more in depth with the game, especially the combat, because I just suck at explaining. I really am. I really love the designs for the Zeds in the first game so much. As cool as they look in the second game, still having that horror but little cyber style to them. Even in the third game going full cyber, I really love the first designs. Their fleshy, more gritty designs look amazing. Even the ones in the first original in the mod. Also knowing that this was the beginning of the outbreak, so it does make sense for their designs looking the way they do. Another thing I like about the Zeds is how they act. These are not zombies for sure. They are not. They are these experiments in humans with other things, and it's just pure rage and uncontrollability with them. Even some speaking, but speaking in this way that just doesn't sound right. Reminds me a lot of 28 Days Later, as the people who got infected there are not zombies, but it's just people filled with rage. Each of the Zeds have a role to play gameplay wise. The Clots are... Clots? Is that how they say them? Wait, Clots? Oh my god. I'm actually going to do a Metro's booming moment, and with all these names, I apologize, KF community. But the Clots that are not a threat alone, but in groups and grabbing you in place, can make it dangerous situations. The next on our list is the Bloat, or as I like to call them, Barry 25, or as I also like to call them, Pyrocynical's Commissions, as they are not a threat either, but shooting out toxic spit can do crazy damage, holy shit, why? And also using their crazy attack move, which is them belching. But the third one we have is the Gorefast, being like the big brother to the Clots, having an attached blade on their arm and running at you at fast speeds. We could start seeing more of the threats to them and their aggressions. The fourth one we see is the Crawlers, being a mix of human and a spider, which is a no for me, as they can come out of vents and other areas and jump at you. Next ones is the Stalkers, looking the most human and having to talk a bit and the ability to go invisible. We can see the experiments kind of some ways work actually, and they are the most stealthiest. Well, kinda, unless they're like super close to you and just shoot them with a shotgun. Also, side note, the voice lines for the women's versions, or just in general any of the characters, are so good. I heard this one when I was fighting against the Stalkers.
Invisible murderous women! Just what I wanted.
I am counting this as a lesbian moment. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. The British game. The seventh one we have is the Siren, and is the scariest one and the best ways. Holy shit, she is absolutely terrifying, and has the ability to scream so loud it kills you. I love her design so much. So me sis, for real. The next one we have is the Husk, which is the first long range and starts to see more of the cyber horror side of the game and doesn't really do too much except for just shoot missiles from a distance. But it can be pretty hard and pretty annoying to deal with them. The next one being the Scrake, which is my favorite Zed because he is actually cool and has a cool chainsaw as his arm. I mean, come on. That's fucking sick, right? Like, come on, that's fucking cool. My apologies, I am a chainsaw girl, so I just really love chainsaws. And last, which is the poster boy for the series, Fleshpound, or as I like to call him, Danny G. Each of the Zeds play a role, and it just makes this game so fun, but so horrifying as hell. But finally, the last thing I like to talk about that I feel a lot is the community itself.
Things were going fine, but there was something spooky lurking on the horizon. Not stinky Zeds, but microtransactions. Gasp. Though, to be fair, they started out looking decently in-universe. and as just cosmetics, I didn't really have an issue with them. What I have an issue with is that they started sucking really bad, eventually devolving into golden guns and bad neon CSGO skins. And I think this garbage was the beginning of the end for dark and gritty TM. But one theory is that Embracer Group acquiring Tripwire caused the drop in quality. This is somewhat supported by the fact that Saber is also owned by Embracer, and they had similar quality issues. That, along with the fact that Embracer regularly shuts down studios that aren't performing too well, doesn't paint a good picture.
And better and better. No, the core foundation, what you have right now for Killing Floor 3 is bad. You need to completely redesign enemies both visually and gameplay. You need to completely rewrite and re-record the characters. You need to completely redo the weapon models. The
It's
sound
good
design.
to be in something from the
Everything
ground floor.
just feels
I came too late for that.
I don't think
I know. But lately I'm getting the feeling that I came in at the end. The best is over.
Many Americans, I think, feel that way.
I think about my father. He never reached the heights like me. But in a lot of ways, he had it better. He had his people. They had their standards. They had pride. Today, what do we got?
With the recent problems coming in for the Killing Floor series, the third game, I have been seeing the community have a big split in older fans of the series and the newer fans discussing their issues with the third game and even the second one. As for someone who just got into this series, last parts of Killing Floor 2 and 1, I feel like in some ways like Jack Marston from the end of Red Dead 1. Just feeling like I'm in this wasteland of old memories and bad practices. I was seeing this in the second one a lot, but recently with the third one, I am pretty sad on where the game is going right now for the third one. And as for the first one, barely players playing the game and just trying to talk to fewer players who have played the game or are new to it. I just feel like I'm experiencing the after effects of this series, and it kind of is sad because I wish I got into this experience, the events, and be part of this growing community. Not to say you can't anymore. With this community or in any, I feel like you can experience new memories with new people or people who have been around it and still have a good time with the game, or in any community or series. There were some kind people who were nice to me, and the fact that this game is edgy and gritty, I have some nice funny moments and good times with others people and actually being nice and respectful to me, even knowing I was trans, which was just surprising to me. I just never experienced that with this community, and as a new player, a lot of the older stuff is kind of fading away, but at least I get to start to have fun with this series and the community in a new way. Whether you like the first one or the second one or even the third one, I think any series still deserves to have its opinions and criticisms while still trying to enjoy what's left or build something new within your own community and series. Killing Floor 1, or Killing Floor in general, is a cool series. And I really hope that even with all that what's happening, I can experience this community and like everyone did in the beginning, or make something new with newer players.
I think I can quite confidently speak for the whole Killing Floor community when I say that we don't actually dislike Killing Floor. We love Killing Floor, which is exactly why we have to criticize it so harshly. Because the things that we like and care about are the things that deserve criticism the most. Because if you never say what it is that you would actually like to see, then maybe one day you won't like what you see anymore.
I wanted to show this clip I saw when I was watching Killing Floor content, and it was, no joke, a video with 203 views, no comments except for me, and 1 like, and it was kind of cool seeing it, you know? It was kind of cool seeing it. It was like seeing like an old relic of the times. This was a side video, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Jinx out.
Did you see it? On the left side of the doorframe, barely visible on camera, a white translucent slowly creeps out of frame.